Astrotometry log, it is April 23rd, 2010. It's approximately 16:30 UTC. This is a follow-up on the forecast that is watching for an earthquake from these particular coronal holes through April 25th. And there was just a 6.1 event in central Chile that was downgraded on the moment magnitude scale to 5.9. And I have been sort of ignoring this area probably dubiously. There have been several quakes in this area that are fairly significant size quakes since the middle of April, basically. And I had sort of dismissed the idea that all of the seismic activity would be hypersymmetric with the coronal holes. I was thinking that maybe some of it isn't, and it seems like that was a mistake at this point. These recent events seem to indicate that I've missed something fairly significant in the analysis. And if you do a search for Chile, these are the earthquakes above 4.0 in magnitude. And the area has been very, very active since the large quake. And I think the mapping of this particular disturbance is actually multiple. I think that there are two areas, there are two affected regions, and that they're not novel, that this is just ongoing activity. And as you go back through time, this is the 17th, the 16th, the 15th, the 14th. This hole was already present when it came across the limb, and I'm suspecting that this is actually the mirror of this same hole. That's basically I don't know how many degrees this is, but I'm suspecting that this is a mirrored horizontally mirrored disturbance. And so I think that the reason that there wasn't a very, very big quake, even though the hole is large, is because it has been changing very slowly. And there's a few places where it changes rather suddenly. And I think that the place that we are right now is right there. I think that's the place that we just saw that 6.1 quake. And if you look at this disturbance in the 171 angstrom frequency, you can see that the darkness on this hole, this is on the 16th at 1300, and the very next frame on this, you can see that the hole grows here on the 17th at 100 UTC. And so there's this sudden change in this disturbance, and I think that that was this 6.1 event that we just saw. And so this is the current thinking on this disturbance. If this is correct, there's going to be another disturbance down there. You can see if one of these is still outstanding, if one of these movements is still outstanding, there's going to be another disturbance in that area. And so you can see here that the hole gets darker, not quite as suddenly in the 195 angstrom because the images are closer together. And so there is a place here where it does get darker. It's just not as quick. Let's see, moving and rotating it through here. And see, there's the change there. There's another change there. And then it closes back up. And so this is something I'm expecting to continue to be symmetric with Chile. This is just something I'd missed because of the track that I was on in trying to figure out what the mirroring with these disturbances are about. And I knew that they were mirrored horizontally, and now I was looking for a vertical mirroring. And the way that I'm looking at this now is that these are actually the events interfering with one another in time space. And so I think what we're seeing is the interference patterns of the quake activity as it resonates through space and time. And so the way it comes back together to interfere in one particular place, I think is being represented here, and it may just be a matter of sorting it out in order to understand the mapping on it. And I feel like that this is a really good learning experience for the technique. I am expecting another event in Chile, depending on whether or not this other disturbance was lined with this latest movement. And so depending on whether or not get back out here. Depending on which one of these changes is associated with that quake, I think we're likely to see another in that area, because the timing on it, this is the 18th, and then this is the 19th, and so there's some pretty significant changes that were fairly recent in time, and so I don't think those have caught up. It usually takes 4.5 or 5 days at least for the hypersymmetric influence of these events to occur. And so this is the 17th, 18th, 19th. So there's some significant change there before it dissipates. And so I'm still expecting some fairly significant activity now in the southern hemisphere, knowing that this theory that this was a northern event, even though it appears in the southern hemisphere, is probably wrong. And so now this is always about making the theory match the data and not vice versa. And I think I was just ignoring the more obvious that was going on in Chile. So hopefully nothing catastrophic, but we could see an even larger event sometime in the next few days down in Chile. And additionally, this is probably also a separate event, and the same is true about this event. This other hole was present when the hole came over the limb. This hole was already present. It has changed very slowly, and so while I think it was probably this probably is California now. I'm thinking now. The speed at which the hole has changed doesn't indicate a really serious event for this, because it's changed so slowly. And so I think that this is the ongoing activity that we're seeing in California. And so the